How y'all doing today? My name's Aim. Today's topic of discussion, allowed to grow. Allowed to grow. When I'm thinking about this topic, I'm thinking about, think about somebody on your block, around the corner, somebody you know from a past life, right? When do we allow people to grow? Meaning, their former habits, former things that we knew them for, and they're turning over a new leaf. When do we have the right to call them out on that? Or judge them? You know why I'm tackling this? I'm tackling this from the standpoint of when you're riding your own lane, it's really not something you should be doing anyway. Who wants to be the same of whatever they were coming into this world and exiting out? They kept it real. They stayed just like how they were 10, 15 years ago. That's not growth. Now, if we're talking about a person having specific consistency or consistent qualities, that's one thing. One point I want to bring up, and this is something else that I thought about, just to kind of counteract this statement on losing my train of thought. Give me a minute. See, this is what happens when you're juggling about 6 things in your head. Oh, this could potentially be a problem when a person is growing every 15 minutes. You flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. And then you're getting, not lashback. What's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, y'all. What's the word I'm looking for? People are calling you out on it. You know why they're calling you out on it? Now remember, we're on the other side of the leaf for this topic I'm talking about. One reason why they can be calling you out on it, maybe you don't need to be letting everybody know what you're doing. Maybe you don't need to be running to the, to the masses or publicly making it be known on what your opinion is. Let it sink in. Let it see. Let you determine whether it's something that you would even want to adopt. I've talked about this before when I stated there's things that I'm glad that I kept to myself. I'm glad that I kept them to myself because certain things that I found out in life, certain ideas that I had about certain things, I just thought, hey, look, this is it. No way around it. This is what it is. I have no intention on changing my mind on this. Only to find out later that maybe I missed the mark. And I've thought to myself, man, I'm glad that I didn't go shoving this down somebody's throat. Right? But for anybody who might have been in my circle, you're going to know intimate things about me. You're going to know details that I wouldn't necessarily share with the masses. And a person may recognize, hey, look, that was a certain phase of Aim's life. That was a certain phase of your life. A person is allowed to grow. That's what growing is all about. Think about a plant or vines. Think about, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, you're going to see this in some shape, form, or fashion of the example I'm about to provide. Think about when something is growing up, and if something's in its way, say, for instance, like I said, a plant, the plant will contour and grow around whatever it is. That's the reason why when you see people doing, I think it's tomato plants, tomato plants, right, people? Where when they'll put them up on the sticks or when they set them to elevate and growing, and the vines wrap around things. It could be any type of shape. It's wrapping around whatever it's trying to do to grow. So in other words, it's going to adjust. It's going to change its trajectory. Excuse me. Excuse me. Another thing, holding in about 6 different topics and you're trying to hold back coughing, sneezing or whatever. But anyways, it's going to grow. Do you sit and look at the plant and go, look, it didn't know what it was doing. It was trying to grow to the right, then it shifted up and grow to the left. No, that's silly. That's crazy talk. So why don't we do it with people? Are people not allowed to change their minds? Again, like I said, if you change your mind every 15 minutes, maybe you could be a bit flaky. Maybe you could use a few more minutes in the oven to marinate on this before you go disseminating this information. But my point, the reason why I'm bringing this topic to discussion, is because people are allowed to grow. And think about it. If they're growing, are we really going to sit back and go, you were wrong for what you were thinking 3 or 4 years ago? Or, oh man, you ain't real from the way that, no, from what you were doing back in the day, and then you put that down? No, man, you trying to switch up, you trying to play this part. When do we allow people to grow? Shouldn't you be tending your own garden, staying in your own lane? See, when you're in your own lane, you don't care on what other people are doing. Not to say that you're not going to have any sort of empathy or be sympathetic towards them, because that's what we're here for. We all lean on one another. But as far as kicking back and what purpose does that serve? If not anything, you sound like you're in grade school. I'm done with this topic. Allowing people to grow is something that we all should be focused on. That's my 2 cents on it. Stay encouraged, avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. Y'all have a good one.